a Black Hole Weaponry or Columbia River Arms honeycomb fluted heavy barrel. This is a 18-inch barrel. It's got an integral muzzle brake. It's a 1 in 8 twist. The special thing about the rifling with Columbia River Arms or Black Hole Weaponry, or specifically Black Hole Weaponry, basically the same company, just two different names. But this rifle, or the rifling in this barrel, is Caudal 3R rifling, and the way they make that is they pull a button through the rifle or through the barrel. And normally, making barrels, they remove material. In this guy, it actually presses the material, so it creates a very smooth and very hard rifling inside the barrel. And it's a polygonal rifling, which means that the lands and grooves they're not on opposite sides of each other. So what you get with that is you get a lot less bullet deformation. You get a lot more or a lot less fouling in the barrel because it's very smooth. There's a lot less digging on the actual bullet as it's traveling down the barrel. You get a longer barrel life. You get less friction and you get higher velocities. So normally with these barrels, I see anywhere from 50 to 150 feet per second increase in velocity over standard length barrels that are standard rifling. The other thing is cleaning the barrel. I've got one of their barrels in 308, and I've shot probably a couple thousand rounds out of it at this point. I've had it for a few years, and going to clean the barrel, I get almost no copper out of it, and at this point I just don't even bother because it's kind of a waste of time. This guy is a honeycomb fluted, so you can see the honeycomb pattern on the barrel. It goes all the way down. This is a heavy barrel. The integral muzzle brake on this guy works really, really well. If you don't live in a free state and you can't have a threaded barrel, then this is a great way to go. It's very, very effective. You'll see it in the video, the shooting portion of the video here shortly. It's got almost no recoil. It's heavy. This guy is, you can customize it. They only flute some of the barrels. Obviously, if you get a real lightweight barrel, they're not going to take a bunch of material from that because it can lead to some structural issues, and you might get a failure on the barrel. But overall, I've been very impressed with this guy. The best group I got, which you'll see here shortly, was about a 1/2 inch 3-round group. When I was shooting groups, I wasn't shooting off a bench rest. I didn't have this guy in a vise. I was just laying in the dirt with it. I had a bipod, but just laying in the dirt and getting a good sight picture and squeezing the rounds off. And the reason I did that rather than put it in a bench rest is because most of the time when you're out shooting, unless you're specifically shooting bench rest competition, you're not going to be just have the rifle in a vise just trying to shoot tiny little groups. You're going to be shooting steel at various ranges if you have the opportunity, or doing things like that. So I didn't think it would be very practical to just try to squeeze every little bit of accuracy out of this guy and then cherry pick groups and say, oh well, it shot this and this. So the groups you'll see, I shoot like a 17 or 18 round string and a 3-shot group, and then I shoot a bunch of stuff on steel. Overall out of this barrel, I've shot probably around 500 to 700 rounds, and since the first shot to the last, it's stayed accurate. With these barrels, if there's not really any break-in, and you're not going to gain any accuracy through any kind of break-in period. If it doesn't shoot right out of the box, then it's not going to shoot right. I've never had any kind of issues with any of the Black Hole Weaponry barrels I've had. And if you ever do have any issues, the company is great. If they admit themselves that every company, sometimes they'll produce a barrel that just doesn't shoot right. It's just part of the manufacturing process. Stuff happens. But if that is the case, they'll take care of you. You don't have anything to worry about with them. And that's been my experience. Thankfully, I've never had to send a barrel back to them, but anytime I've had questions or anything like that, they've always been more than helpful answering those. I used a few different optics on this rifle while I was testing it. Obviously, I used the ACOG that you can see here. I used a Vortex Viper PST 6-24 front focal plane to do the accuracy testing. I used a RX-34 Trijicon, the dual illuminated green dot, and I used one of the new Vortex UH1 holographic sights. And all of those didn't have any issues with the rifle. Shot all the way out to 500 meters with it, and the accuracy was great. I could easily hit 500 meters with either the ACOG or either the red dots, and it was real easy with the scope. Unfortunately, in the video, I had some drone issues, so I don't really have any good footage of shooting the distance, but the footage you will see really demonstrates the accuracy potential of this gun, and you'll see shooting quickly that it really, even when it starts heating up, you don't see the groups don't start to really open up. The ammo I tested in this, the best group was shot with Norma 77 grain Sierra Match King bullets. It was just a factory 223 load. You could definitely get better accuracy out of hand loads with this guy. I didn't really have time to do that, but with the accuracy that I got, you could definitely make it shoot whatever you wanted. I also shot some Fiocchi 55 grain full metal jacket bullets, and you'll see there's a long string in the video, and shot really well. It was about an inch and 3/4 group at 100 meters. All the test groups were shot at 100 meters. So the rifle that I'm using, that I put this barrel in, is a battle tested equipment. It's the BTE M4AZ. Battle tested equipment is local to Phoenix, Arizona. Everything is made in-house, basically. They make excellent rifles. What you see is a custom Cerakote that they do. Anytime you buy a rifle from them, you get the Cerakote of your choice on it. It comes with the extended latch. The trigger is about a 3.5 pound match trigger, comes standard in all their rifles. Single stage, very, very crisp break, which definitely aided to the accuracy of this rifle. He'll even Cerakote the magazines for you. They do come with iron sights. I took them off. Obviously, I have the ACOG on there. I didn't really need iron sights on this guy. It's got the quick disconnect magazine or sling swivel mounts, and that's something you can get on all the rifles as well. You can get any custom safety or anything like that you want to throw on the rifle. You just let George know, and he'll put whatever you want on it. He also makes adjustable gas blocks, so if you want an adjustable gas block on your rifle to fine-tune the stuff, or if you plan on shooting with a suppressor, then you can do that. BTE uses all black hole weaponry barrels in their rifles. They have them custom made for their rifles specifically, so it's not going to be the same exactly as this barrel in all aspects, but if you really wanted to use a true black hole weaponry barrel in their rifles, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to do that as well. And definitely worth taking a look. Their website's bte-usa.com. They make a lot of really good rifles, everything from 9mm all the way up to 308, 6.5 Creedmoor. They make a 10mm AR, which I'll be doing a review on shortly. They make a lot of different 300 blackout stuff, which I've got a couple of, and I really love. Never had any issues with anything of theirs, and they've got black hole weaponry barrels in all of them, and they all shoot fantastically. So anyways, we'll get to the shooting portion of the video, and hope you enjoy. If you got any questions, just go ahead and leave a comment, or let me know if there's anything you'd like to see or not see, and I appreciate it.